This is Elias Rubenstein, and I'm going to explain 7 shocking reasons why you are not progressing spiritually and how to fix them.
Are you feeling stuck on your spiritual journey despite your best efforts? Today, we're diving into the 7 shocking reasons why you might not be making the progress you desire in your spiritual growth. And more importantly, how you can overcome these obstacles. Reason 1, following the wrong institution. The journey to spiritual enlightenment begins with choosing the right guide. Unfortunately, many are led astray by institutions that promise much but deliver little. These organizations, masquerading as Rosicrucian, other mystical schools, or esoteric societies, are like spiritual zombies or a dead cactus that's been well tended, appearing alive but lacking essence. They prioritize theories over true spiritual experiences, leaving seekers with a hollow version of spirituality. Contrastingly, even New Age teachings, with their mix of truths and half-truths, offer more in the way of genuine spiritual experience than these superficial institutions. Reason 2, sole reliance on reading and watching. The pitfall of relying exclusively on absorbing spiritual content through books and YouTube without engaging in actual spiritual practices is akin to a vacuum cleaner that collects knowledge without a practical outlet. This method leads to a superficial understanding of spirituality, characterized by a broad but shallow grasp of numerous theories without the depth of personal transformative experience. It highlights a significant gap between intellectual understanding and the practical application of spiritual wisdom, underscoring the necessity for direct experiential engagement with spiritual practices to bridge this divide. Reason 3, aimless seminar attendance. The habit of indiscriminately attending seminars and workshops on a plethora of spiritual subjects without a grounded engagement in authentic spiritual teachings dilutes one's spiritual journey. This approach treats spirituality like a buffet at an esoteric fair, where participants sample a little bit of everything, but miss out on the nourishment of a focused, disciplined spiritual practice. Such a scattershot engagement with spirituality tends to prioritize novelty and entertainment over the deep, transformative work required for genuine spiritual growth. Reason 4, misplaced focus on material virtues over spiritual growth. The inclination to equate material generosity and societal contributions with spiritual advancement represents a fundamental misunderstanding of the essence of spiritual growth. Engaging in acts of charity, such as donating to causes, supporting community projects, and other forms of material assistance, are indeed commendable and contribute to societal welfare. However, these actions, focused on the external material aspects of life, can inadvertently anchor an individual more deeply in the material world. True spiritual enlightenment requires an inward journey that transcends material achievements and focuses on the cultivation of inner virtues and the realization of one's true spiritual nature. This path involves a direct confrontation with and transcendence of ego-based identities, leading to a profound inner transformation that material actions alone cannot achieve. Reason 5, Western misapplication of Eastern spiritual practices. Many in the West, drawn to the allure of Eastern spirituality, attempt to adopt these practices without a deep understanding of the cultural, philosophical, and spiritual context from which they originate. The misinterpretation often leads to a superficial emulation of Eastern asceticism, dietary practices, and meditation techniques, devoid of their true spiritual intent and depth. Additionally, teachings delivered by self-proclaimed gurus or pseudo-Eastern teachers in the West often lack authenticity and fail to convey the transformative essence of genuine Eastern spiritual practices. True Eastern spirituality is rooted in centuries of tradition and is typically transmitted within the context of a guru-disciple relationship in an ashram, ensuring that practices are correctly understood and applied. Western seekers often receive diluted or adapted teachings, which, while potentially beneficial, for relaxation or mental health rarely offer the profound spiritual transformation sought. This cultural and spiritual dissonance highlights the need for genuine guidance and understanding in the pursuit of spiritual practices that transcend cultural boundaries. Reason 6, misguided DIY spiritual practices from unqualified sources. The sixth reason for lack of spiritual progress is the reliance on do-it-yourself spiritual books and guides, which are often written by individuals who are not deeply rooted in any genuine spiritual tradition. These sources tend to mix spiritual techniques with psychological methods in a way that is not truly effective for spiritual growth. Such practices, while they may offer temporary relief or the illusion of progress, do not address the deeper aspects of spiritual liberation. They fail to help the practitioner break free from the identification with the lower aspects of being, such as the ego, intellect, emotions, personality, or on the physical body. This results in a spiritual journey that is trapped within the realm of dreams and illusions, far from the true goal of spiritual practice, which is liberation and the realization of one's true, undivided self. Reason 7, the ego's cleverness in masking its importance. The final reason for stagnation in spiritual growth is the ego's survival instinct, which cleverly disguises itself in the guise of spiritual advancement. The ego may lead one to pursue paths that seem spiritually significant, such as acquiring esoteric knowledge, practicing detachment from worldly achievements, or even seeking the appearance of enlightenment. However, these pursuits can inadvertently amplify the ego's sense of self-importance rather than diminishing it. This is because true spiritual progress involves the dissolution of the ego, a process that the ego naturally resists. Ancient spiritual mysteries, such as the story of Osiris or the crucifixion of Christ, symbolize the essential spiritual task of overcoming the ego's dominance. Without a genuine spiritual path that recognizes and addresses this fundamental challenge, true progress is difficult, if not impossible. The path to enlightenment is not about enhancing the ego, but about transcending it, leading to a state of unity and realization beyond the illusory separation created by the ego.